Okay. So I'm all over the place. I'll be honest, I don't remember the last video that I made, and I don't remember what I said or didn't say in there. I had $64.35 left over from my previous check, which was like around $500 and like 530 and some change or something like that, maybe 560. Uh, and then I got paid $811 from my new position that I have. So I just haven't budgeted out that money at all. And this is the $64.34 rolling in from whatever was left over from that last check that we didn't budget for my previous job. So there's no overspending, but there is stuff that like I already covered, and I didn't like think about doing a video. I just saw it. My OCD was like, "Oh, we need to cover that," and then I covered it. I did go ahead and splurge for this Christmas because I truly like to give. My plan was to do 100 for my brother and 100 for my sister because they both wanted, or my sister wanted a gift card, but I went over that. And then my mom, her birthday is also in December, so I went ahead and I spent like maybe a few bucks on her for her birthday, and then I splurged for Christmas. This was probably the more expensive out of pocket that I did because the previous Christmases that I've had, or I normally pay with the cash back that I have racked up on my Amazon credit card. And so I don't pay really anything out of pocket, but this Christmas was a little bit different. Uh, and so yeah, I don't know if this is just ADHD type thing, OCD thing, but it's so much easier to just have these accounts and then have these separate off account because it's not the fact that I'm going to spend from it if I see it. It's the fact that I just know that if something were to happen to my Capital One account, in today's age, then at least I have a fallback amount of money somewhere else. So I'm not keeping all of my eggs in one basket. I don't really know how else to put it, but it's just, it makes me feel comfortable. At the end of the day, as they say, YNAB doesn't care where your money's at, just as long as you have money. So there's that. I need to take 30% of that. So let me ask my best friend here. 243.30. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put 243.30 there, just so we have that. I don't have to worry about it. And then I'm going to. Oh, another thing that I forgot to. I just got paid back because we used. I took out $100 so we could pay the plumber that came over today. So I have this to also put into the ready to assign. So I'm gonna go down, and I did contact my therapist, so I'm gonna put $100 in there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and fund these upcoming subscriptions just because I'm gonna feel more comfortable. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, what I thought about doing was doing all the subscriptions because I kind of have that money to just go ahead and knock them out. But they aren't really. The only thing that I really care about right now is just this Google One. So I'm gonna fund that. And then I might as well knock out my Spotify too, because this is it's $99, but I do get it off of Amazon, so it might be a little bit more. I'm gonna just put away 100 for that. And then let's move myself. I'm gonna go we're gonna cut myself off a bit. Okay, so we have we assign $1.99. Okay. And then I'm gonna put $1.99 into the annual subscriptions. Let's see. And then I want to put more into the, let's see, what do we have here? Oh yeah, got yearly subs here. No, yearly subs. Okay, so let me explain this. The yearly subs is, I want to put an amount of this money away, more so aside from emergencies, because I don't have a lot of expenses, but at the same time, like, if I want to pay for like entertainment or whatever, like specifically a subscription like Netflix or one of those, I don't want it coming out of the emergency fund. So I want it to come out of this fund, which is going to be an emergency fund for pretty much subscriptions, or like anything that I want to subscribe to or whatever. And I know that it's not, I guess some people might not think it's practical, but or like you really need that, especially if like if you don't have a job or whatever. But if I think in my mind, if I'm factoring in for the worst case scenario or whatever, then the worst case scenario is that I have no form of entertainment at all. I have nothing to really hold me over to try and make me feel better or whatever. So my best case and my thoughts are that it's better to have some form of entertainment than to have nothing at all. And then I can always take that money and put it towards something else. Okay, so let's see what. Okay, and then my phone bill now is now no longer going to be a month to month thing. It's now a yearly thing. So yeah, I went ahead and I changed that, and I don't know if I should keep it in the autopilot bills or if I should move it down into annual subscriptions, or I should say yearly subscriptions. So there's that. I'm not sure. I think I might move it down to yearly subscriptions, but at the same time, it is a bill because it does come. I mean, it comes around once every year now. So I think, yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the money for next month here. I got this thing because I needed to get an article for school, and I've used this site for a bit, but I think this is the first time I've ever been asked to get paid or have to pay to use it, because normally it's like one free article, but you know, times are tough, so maybe they changed their shit. So yeah. This is really weird because last time it didn't come out on the 8th. When did it come out? It came out on the 3rd. Maybe that was just because it was around the holidays, so I don't know. But yeah. I added Premiere Pro because I'm really thinking about getting rid of CapCut and just switching over using Premiere Pro. But I would have to pay separately for that, and it's like another $29.99 a month. So there's that. And then I got YouTube Premium, and I'm doing the student version of it, so I'm paying $79. But this month is free, so I'm testing it out. And then this right here, I am I don't know if I want to purchase the Caleb Hammer thingy. Leaving it up on there. I mean, I love watching Caleb Hammer, and I like watching his channel and everything like that. It's definitely helped me out in the long run. And there's like the post show and everything like that that I've been interested in watching. So yeah, but I just don't know I don't know. I like to have like maybe a preview here or there, so that way I could like just know if it's really something that I want to buy. But then I could go ahead and put some money aside and test it out. And then always cancel it if I wanted to. All right, so we set aside money for that. I set aside $100 for the therapist, and even if I don't get a therapy session in by the end of this year, then I could go into the new year with $100 there, and I don't have to worry about it. Let's see. The safe to spend. Oh yeah, so to cover most of the Christmas presents, right? We had a good majority in the Christmas fund, but I don't know if it was a good majority. It wasn't even like $500. It was like $240, some change. So I did purchase some of my mom's gifts from that Christmas fund, and then I also purchased most of the Christmas presents with that money, and then I went over like yeah. So I moved $593.38 from the savings buffer into Christmas. So yeah, definitely had a good time. And then I've changed up some things. So this used to be a iPad, but I changed it to a MacBook Air 13-inch, and that's simply because I realized that I don't really need a new iPad. Um, I don't really do much with the iPad, and I don't think like I'm gonna end up doing videos where I'm using GoodNotes and using like some sort of daily planner or whatever on that. Uh, so y'all. Now I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put $300 into the brokerage account because I need 300 and I want to at least invest for like what is that, 4,600. And now after all of that I should have, let's see, I want to add this 69.20 into our buffer because I want to have a buffer. I want to have a buffer in this checking account of at least $500. So yeah, that is that. I don't know how I have that 216.06 left over, but you know. Anyways, I figured it out, y'all. I figured it out. Nothing's wrong with my budget. It was completely fine. The 216.06 is completely fine. I've moved all the money around. I completely know what happened to that $1. The 216.06 is correct. That is in how much is in my account. And then after everything gets taken, what I should have left over is the buffer amount with it. Is the buffer amount, which is the 133 and some change. So that $1 is set up. Well, I moved that $1 from the checking account into the other checking account that I have with Capital One, which is the one for my credit union and the one for the Ally savings account. I moved $1 into that account just so it would stay active, and the reason why I have this second checking account with Capital One is strictly because it's set up with the credit union credit card, and it's also set up with the Ally savings account. It helps me out and yeah, it's part of the system. So there's a whole system of things here, and that was where that $1 was. So that $1 is basically going to be transferred back out of the account and into the main checking account. So that way it's all even once that the money from January gets taken out. So I figured out where that $1 was, and it wasn't that difficult to figure out. After I got off camera, I just was like thinking to myself, I was like, I know I used that $1 for something, and that was because of that account. When you do open up an account with Capital One, you have 90 days to fund that account. Otherwise, it gets closed. And I just went ahead and I put in $1 because it was easier to do it that way rather than to, you know, wait around. So I used the buffer money, that $1 from the buffer money, and I put it into that account, and now I need to pull it out. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to transfer that $300 into my Fidelity account. So yeah, we got it. It's good. It's all good. I don't have to start fresh. So I'm good to go. Yeah, I want to get a buffer amount in that credit union account up to $1,000, which I am almost there. So that is good. And then I want to get my Capital One up to $500 because that's all that I really need in there. And then I want to buff up my short-term savings or my spending savings really to $2,000 aside from the $2,000 that I want to put in so I can purchase the MacBook that I want to get. So in actuality, I kind of need $4,000 in there, but I want to keep a $2,000 buffer just to be on the safe side. And yeah, so that is that. I will see you guys later. I don't know when, but yeah. So I know I'm weird. Okay, bye.